Well, guys, it's been quite a very long time. And before I give any explanation, let me do the generic intro. Hello, hi, I am Dr. GB Selorm, and welcome to my channel. This is Roast on GB Interactive. It's not Roast, sorry. Oh God. Hello, hi, I am Dr. GB Selorm, and welcome to my channel. This is GB Interactive. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Don't forget to like, share, and leave me a comment or two. If you're a returning subscriber, I thank you so much for constantly coming back to come and check for content on this channel. I thank you for sticking and stay with me for all these years in spite of my inconsistencies. Today I am going to give an update about what's happening in my life, an update about the channel. I'm going to share about an accident I endured, and also a few things that have happened so far. I have some good news to share as well, and I hope maybe I might slip it here and there, but yeah, thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. So I want to first of all apologize for my sudden disappearance for almost 6 months. I've not been fair to you all at all. I want to say sorry. I know somebody saying that you're always saying sorry, but you will still disappear again. Sometimes life happens, friends. Sometimes life does happen. So I want to say sorry again, especially for not giving you heads up. I know now that if I want to disappear, let me at least tell you guys that, I'm going for a break for this so amount of weeks or amount of months. And I think that will be more reasonable to do so. I cross my heart. I'll try my best to do better next time. Life has been happening. I had to go through some emotional roller coaster at the ending part of last year, and I had to deal with some sickness at the early part of this year, and then the accident. I'm going to the emotional roller coaster, but let me talk about February. So in the month of February was when I originally wanted to come back, but unfortunately, right at the beginning, I fell sick. I had malaria. I had a very bad cold, and cold, dear, like it's something that it's like that's what I usually suffer from. When I say I'm sick, it's usually cold, and it's usually the bad type. Like it's very, very crazy. I had to endure it for almost 2 weeks, and just when I was about getting well, I got into an accident. It was a workplace accident. It happened on the 15th of February, just a day after Valentine's, and the day started pretty well because I remember the previous day I had a very good time. A lot of laughs, a lot of chats. It was a good Valentine's Day. I spent it in a very, very peaceful but exciting way, and so I was still basking in that joy, that happiness on 15th. But around 4:55, yes, I was preparing to leave the office. I'm alone in the office at the moment, mostly alone in the office at the moment because my secretary is on a maternity leave. And so, yeah. So I stood up, packed my stuff, turned off the fan. Like, I turn off the fan, it's usually on 5. So I turn it off. I took a step and the fan just fell off the ceiling straight onto my head. Boom. Che, boom, 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 che. And I was in shock that moment. I was in shock. I was feeling dizzy. I was feeling like throwing up in that moment. So my first reaction was to sit down for the dizziness to subside or to calm down. I didn't know that since the blade was still moving in that speed, it wasn't just a normal hit, but a cut as well. So I was sitting down in front of the mirror, just with my hand, down, trying to get better, and I start seeing that blood is, running down my cheeks into my beard. So I go close to the mirror and I was like, oh my God. And the position that it was so crazy. That's why I believe that probably what they are saying that it was an attack might be true. But my modern the soul inside. Anyways, so I saw the blood. I took some tissues from the office to wipe it off, and I realized that it kept crashing out. It kept coming and coming. I got alarmed. I got alarmed, because if you're losing an amount of blood from nowhere but from your head, that's crazy. So I made my next door neighbor, try to help me lock up the place, because bending that was not possible. I tried, and then I took the 1.5 to 2 hour journey to Dodowa. My workplace is Medina, but I live at Dodowa, and I wanted to visit Mohammed's hospital, the Dodowa hospital. So I went there, and before I go into that one. So like I mentioned, my secretary is on maternity leave, so I'm literally the only one usually in the office. And that fateful evening, I was alone. So I remember thanking God in church. My testimony was, I thank God for my life and for my eyes, because that hit could have made me collapse, and there wasn't anyone to rush me anywhere. I would have just been lying there. My parents would be worried that I didn't come home. My papa may be planning that the next day they will blast me and say, "You've not done this before. How would you do this? Why didn't you call us to inform us? We're calling, you're not picking up." They wouldn't have even known that something had happened to me. And so I really, really thank God for life. Wow, I would have been gone. And the second thing is that the cat was so close to my eyes. God saved me with my glasses. The glass I was wearing is broken, and it was literally what I think saved me, honestly. And so I got to the clinic, the hospital. The doctor was very nice. I didn't get his number. I'll try and find him some other time. It was extra nice. Came to check the sore, did his history. I know I'm a doctor, but history, is that how you all feel when they're taking history and they're asking you so many questions? I do it too, but being at the receiving end of it wasn't funny at all, but it was very necessary, because he needed to rule out certain things and all that. Did you vomit? Did you feel dizzy? Is your head paining you? Those kind of things. Have you had a head injury before? Those were the questions that he kept asking, just to put things in perspective. And then he tells me that the cut is deep, and so it had to be sutured to enable the healing to happen quickly. So I was taken to the emergency ward. They tried to numb the area with anesthesia, but my brother says it didn't work. I felt every pain, every pricking of the needle. My heart was in my chest or in my buttocks. I don't know how I managed to save that. And then what even made it worse was they were telling me that my skin was thick, and so they were not just getting it at once. They would try to enter the skin and pull out, and I'm like, wow. So I had to endure that. They did something. I'll put the pictures in here. I'm shy about them, but I just wanted you to see them. They got a stage right. I had to go out to go and get anti-tetanus, injection. I took it. They gave me some pain med. Said I went back home. Truly, on that day I wasn't feeling anything. It was until the next day. That was a tough time. That was a really, really tough time. Struggling with photophobia, light sensitivity, and pain in the eye, pain in the head. I'm taking the painkillers, but it's not working. It sometimes seems that it's working, and then it comes back again. And I was asking myself, am I going to live like this for the rest of my life? I was like, God, you didn't take my eye, you didn't take my life, but this is equally bad. I was still trying not to be ungrateful at the time. So after a week, I realized that it wasn't good for me. So I went back. I saw another doctor, and this one, requested for a head CT, a brain CT scan, just to be sure, because I'm experiencing pain even after taking the drugs and all that. I did the test. God being so good, there wasn't anything dramatic happening in my head. There was no leakage, there was no fracture. I was just fine. It's just the trauma and inflammation that is making me experience the pain and the photophobia and all that. So, and strangely, after hearing the verdict or the report, things started getting well from then. So maybe it was psychological too, I don't know. So I got better, and I resumed work, and I decided to resume YouTube as well. But I really thank God. I'm thankful for life, because I'm not one to be afraid of death. those who are close to me know this. I'm not one to be afraid of death. I believe that it's part of every one of us. It's inevitable. And just make sure that you are preparing your heart to go to a place, because there's a place you are going after death. Just be ready at all times. But in that moment, just thinking about the amount of dreams and imaginations and plans and plotting that I've done about my life, about things, about family, about relationship, I was like, damn, so this was going to be the end, like for real, like just like that. I thank God I survived it. I thank God I can sit here behind the camera again to talk to you guys, and I'm so thankful. I keep saying that, but I really am. And I think that was so crazy was me almost losing my eyes as an optometrist, an eye doctor, one-eyed eye doctor. That would have been weird. That would have been really weird. That would have been really weird. And so it makes me sometimes lean a little bit into the people saying that it was an attack. I believe that Christ won over the devil at the cross, and so right now all I need to do is just tap into the saving cross, and I'll be fine. Yes, I read Apuko Nyine's book Spiritual Warfare, and I was radicalized since that time. Just as the scripture says, Christ has won over death. Christ has won over sickness. Christ has won over it all. And so even as I'm here, whatever happens to me, I know that Christ has won over it. And so I just don't live life so scared about death, so scared about what might happen, because I walk with God the Father. Yeah. So that's what has happened to me in the course of the time, and I'm so thankful to God for saving me again. I'm thankful for family, for all those who put in a call. I do not take your love for granted at all. But guys, I'm back, and I'm back for good. I'm back to creating content. There is some more good news in the pipeline. I'm going to, let it marinate for a while before I share that with you. When it happens, eventually you are all going to see, and it's going to be marvelous in the sight of God. I want to use the opportunity to thank everyone who has been here from the very beginning. Everyone who has been here through my inconsistencies. Anyone who has been here through my down times, because I tried creating YouTube so many times and I've had friends encourage me. And yeah, if you are new again, subscribe. And if you are not new, keep coming back. Like this video, share, and leave me a comment or two. I want to say a very big thank you to you once again. Have a wonderful time. Bye bye. I always believe that Christ, won the victory for us on the cross. And so I'm not one to, be full of unbelief and constantly want to hammer